Welcome, everybody. FilmFan108 here. Thank you for being part of the second live stream of the channel. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it beyond belief. The first one went really, really well, so I cannot wait to dive into the second one with you guys. Thank you for joining up. I'm going to end up looking on here for the laptop for some of the questions and everything that's going on. Let me get that all figured out right now. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope you guys are all good. Let's see what we got here. Andrew, what's going on, sir? Griff, how are you guys? What's going on, man? Oh, all right. We're gonna wait for a few more people to get in here, see what's going on. Thank you guys. Juan, how are you? George, thank you for being a part of this as well. Wow, man. Okay, cool. All right, man. How is everybody doing? Let me know what's going on, guys. Under. Great. Wow. Cool, man. Thank you guys. I appreciate it being a part of this so much. I appreciate it beyond belief. Jared, thank you for coming on and checking out the live stream. Andrew, I'm glad that you're good, man. Griff, still waiting on my certification. Well, we'll get to my severance package. We'll get to that, Griff. But yes, we will get to that one. I know some people are still waiting for theirs, so we will definitely get to that. I am keeping safe, George. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for being part of this one. Sorry you missed the last one, man, but I'm glad you're here. There is a couple things I do want to show you guys during tonight's live stream. You know, and just generally taking questions and enjoying the atmosphere. Last time around went really fantastic. My girlfriend was like, before doing this stream, she's like, maybe not have it be 2.5 hours. And I thought, okay, fair enough. But what was crazy about it was that like the first hour of the live stream went so fast, and I was so shocked because I was looking on my laptop last time, and my girlfriend was saying goodnight to me, and I'm like, oh my god, an hour has passed already? Like what in the hell? So it went extremely fast, man. So I was really sort of happy with it, with everything. You guys really seemed to enjoy it, so I figured why the hell not? I might as well actually like try this a second time around. So one to see New Mutants. Ants, actually, very good question because the guys and we are going to see New Mutants. We have planned it already, taken the time off, and we are going to see New Mutants in the movie theater. So we will have a review for you guys. Not sure whether it'll be a non-spoiler review or a spoiler review, but we will definitely be doing a review for you guys. It's one that we've been wanting to go to for a really long time, so we are definitely psyched to check that one out for sure. Oh, Juan, you know what, man? I said my piece about the kindergarten cop thing during the last out and about, and let me tell you, man, it's not some of the cancel culture stuff I get. I really honestly do. I understand it. And then there's a lot of it that I'm like, this is really unnecessary. And and then the kindergarten cop stuff where they're comparing it to some of these other films that literally makes no sense to me. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know what's next. I don't want to even think about what's next, man. I just it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger action flick comedy. It's harmless. I don't get that one. George, I usually for my out and abouts, I usually leave the apartment by uh 10:30 in the morning. Sometimes I'm finishing watching certain stuff for the out and about early in the morning, so I wake up really early and finish a couple of movies or something that I haven't gotten to yet, and then I'm out the door. So I'm out till about I start 10:30, and I'm out about till 7 or 8 p.m. at night. And that might shock you guys, but it really is true. Like, I am out all day doing the video. This is like a full-time job thing. It's like literally spending, like 8, 9, 10 hours out going to various stores, finding as much media as I possibly can for you guys and filming it and giving my thoughts. It's a process, man. Trust me. Uh, so yeah, it's a long deal, man. But it's I go through it every single Tuesday, crazy enough, and somehow I get out a video for you guys. Kind of really nutty when you think about that. And oh my God, horror recommendations? I could give you a ton of horror recommendations. I guess it just depends on what genres you're into and how far you want to go into horror. Because if you want PG-13 horror, there's that. You want R-rated horror, there's that. You want really like hardcore horror. Uh, there's like sleazy horror, there's zombies, there's slashers, man, there's whole genres within genres, man. It's hard to sort of pare that down, really. Thank you, Juan. I appreciate it. I really do, man. Some movies I honestly have a lot to say, and other movies not so much. But I always try to, at every different place I go to, try to give you guys a different perspective on the movie, whether it's a little anecdote that I know or something that I've experienced, or talking about the actors or the time period that it was made in. Always wanting to give you guys a great discussion and background, no matter where I go. Sometimes it's hard to talk about with certain movies, but I do the best I possibly can and wring out as much information as I possibly can do, man. An underrated one like Terrifier. Wow, man. Terrifier was definitely underrated. Oh my God. God, that is so tough. Wow. Hmm. That's not easy to do. An underrated one. Oh my God. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I'll ask you this, Ans. What is like your favorite genre within horror? And then I could probably recommend you something. Sandra, welcome to the live stream. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, George, the out and abouts, man. Uh, you know, I get it with certain people like Cool Dude or a Wet Movie One. They're really quick when they go in there. Like they're doing maybe like 10 or 15 minutes total at all of the stores. And I get it because they get a lot of screeners from a lot of these companies, and they're able to just come back home and talk about all of those movies more in depth. Uh, but me, sadly, I'm still sort of building that reputation and building a lot of things up. So, um, yeah, I want to stay out a little bit longer and go through these stores and really talk about the media and the movies a little bit more at these places, give you more of an in-depth look at them. Uh, Different than them, still the same style though. Hmm. Band of the Hand. Gotta admit, I've never heard of that one, Griff. Never heard of Band of the Hand. Huh. I might have to check that one out. I would love to see a horror glitch. Mike D. I will say this. I think out of every genre that I have in my collection, I think I have the most horror in my collection. I love horror. I'm still getting horror stuff all the time. Unknown things I've never heard of. Stuff that I'm so thankful finally gets a release. Yeah, horror is probably the biggest part of the collection. It's not the only part, but it's I think the biggest. Hmm. Okay, things that can actually happen. That would be, man, I would not want to have Hills Have Eyes happen to me, man. I would so not. Oh man. Oh wow. Something that can actually happen. There is some cool stuff I could say, like the old school like bear attack movie Grizzly is something that can happen, which is a pretty cool one. I do like that one a lot. Hmm. That is tough. I would also say, you know what? Joyride is really good too. I really like Joyride a lot. I hate to think that that can happen, but actually, you want to know something that's really good? One movie that has not actually gotten a great collector's edition, which I would love to see. It's not exactly a horror movie, but it has horror elements to it. A great one with Kurt Russell called Breakdown. Breakdown is really awesome. I remember seeing that in the movie theater when it came out with my mother. And at first, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. It doesn't seem that thrilling to me. And man, did it get to me. And the crazy thing about that could actually happen is like blows my fucking mind. So so that's a really good one as well, man. One, I have not seen the Tax Collector or the Old Guard yet. I want to see both. I've heard really bad things about the Old Guard, which is crazy because I saw the trailer and I really liked it. So I'm just still going to give it a chance regardless. The Tax Collector, that's also something I've heard really bad things about as well. That doesn't mean I'm not going to see it. I will definitely see those too. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Oh man, actually answer both, George. Theatrical, the one I'm looking forward to, theatrical the most, is probably, I would say for me at the moment, well, the one that's coming up sooner rather than later is probably No Time to Die. You know, I love the Daniel Craig run of Bond films, and I want to see how he sticks to the landing. I want to see how that movie is. Outside of that, I would also say A Quiet Place Part 2, which I've been wanting to see that film, and well, duh, I'm gonna have to wait till next year for that shit, but whatever. I'll watch it eventually. And as far as physical is concerned, man, I cannot wait to have it in my hand because I love that movie so much. I loved it when I was a kid, and I still love it to this day. And that's Little Monsters. Man, do I love Little Monsters, and that has been a physical release that has literally been like a bucket list one for me. So when that got announced, I was like, oh my god, it's like holy grail. I'm like, thank God. So I am looking forward to that one in a big bad way. Teens get training to survive and then decide to fight against brothers. I will definitely look that one up, Griff. It sounds very, very interesting. I found all nine Puppet Masters and all three Killjoy movies. You know what? I've seen some of the Puppet Master movies. Can't say I've seen all of them. There's actually a deal going on right now. If you get an annual subscription to the Full Moon streaming service, you get all of them in like this box set, which actually, no lie, I've actually been considering it. So I don't know whether I'm gonna do that or not. The Killjoy movies I've actually never seen, but I've heard good things about the Killjoy movies, so I that's something I want to check out actually. Mm, the going live function, ants. I will say this: the going live function, I believe, is only if you have a certain amount of subscribers up. I believe that's the case. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe it's sort of like one of those sort of kind of things that they unlock at a certain point. Uh, so I would look into that, but I believe that is the case, though. Yes, I did hear about AMC doing that, Mike. Unfortunately, the AMC theaters near me are like devoid. because there's like one that's like 70 or 80 miles away from me, and I'm not traveling. I mean, 15 cents, great, but I think I'd be spending more in gas than, worth it for the 15 cents. So, it happens, but anybody who has an AMC theater near them for 15 cents on like the first day, yeah, just go and go wild, man. Kresha, welcome. Thank you for joining the live stream. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, it is the AMC theaters. I have Regal near me, so I haven't heard Regal doing anything like that. That's not anything that I think is sort of something that they would do. But AMC, right now, AMC is really in poor shape, so it kind of makes sense for them doing the 15 cents thing, whereas I think other things like Cinemark or Regal, Movie Tavern, I don't think they're going to be doing that though. So, so one of the things I wanted to actually like talk to you guys about, and if you see it in the actual thumbnail picture, uh, it, a friend of mine at work who has this sticker company, this sticker business, he he sort of came to me and he asked me if he could do anything for the channel. And it was kind of weird because I was like, I don't know what you're going to do for the channel. And he said, no, I would kind of want to do something for you. So he actually made me some stickers for the channel, actually, which is really weird. He gave me stickers, Film Fan 108 stickers, blue, red, like one that's white as well, and he can do them literally in any color, black, green, pink. I mean, you name it. And I thought to myself, I don't really have any sort of merchandise out there. I've never. So some people have asked me about like shirts in the past, and I'm like, I wouldn't even know where to start on that one. And I kind of thought, you know, if you guys are interested in maybe wanting a sticker or something, it's up to you guys. You don't have to, but like my friend who has his sticker business, it makes about $3.50 or so to kind of make each sticker out of the materials he gets and the designs and everything like that. So I figured if you guys are interested in them, if you're interested in a FilmFan 108 sticker, if you wanted, you can message me through Instagram or the FilmFan 108 Facebook page. I can give you my PayPal information and, just send $5. $5 and it'll cover the cost of making the sticker and the rest of the money will go to him actually giving him a little extra money for his business. So yeah, so if you guys are interested in it, again, let me know, man. It's kind of weird. It's never something I've never actually done. I kind of wanted to, but he wanted to actually kind of do something cool for the channel. So I figured, wow, FilmFan 108 stickers. Weird. Never had anything done for the channel before, so that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of surreal to me, man. So if you guys are interested in it, like a $5 PayPal, it's not a bad thing, but let me know, guys. It's kind of interesting. I kind of wanted to show these off. And by the way, like I said, it could be in any color. If you're a fan of pink, it can be in pink. If you're a fan of green, black, like I said, these colors as well. It would take about a week or two for him to sort of make them. He's got other priorities as well. It's kind of his side job. But yeah, if you guys are interested, really let me know. Not that I kind of want to show these ones off. I'm actually kind of oddly proud of them in a weird way. So yeah. Thanks, Griff. If you're interested in it, yeah, definitely. Like I said, send me a message through Instagram or the Film Fan One Away Facebook page. Like I said, I'll give you the PayPal information, and and then obviously let me know your address. Let me know that, and then like I said, in about a week or two, once they're done, I send it your way, and it's all good. So, yeah, kind of kind of surreal, but you know. Mike, thank you, because Jerry Lewis is famous. So if I remind anybody of a famous person, I really appreciate it. Uh, I do own. I don't own a lot of Jerry Lewis movies, because to be fair, as much as I like Jerry Lewis, his movies are great. I'm more a fan of just his comedy. I grew up with him, when he was doing those like MDA telethons. So that's how I really got to know Jerry Lewis. But the one movie that I love, and the one movie that I continue to actually be a huge fan of, is the old school Nutty Professor. I actually own the Nutty Professor on DVD, and I love that movie. That movie is great. That's a movie I would love to see actually a great Blu-ray edition of. But that's still great to this day. A lot of people remember the Eddie Murphy version, but for me, it's actually the Jerry Lewis version that I know and love. Hey, Mr. Chow, how's it going, sir? What is your favorite Scream Factory release? Oh my God. Mr. Chow, you have no idea how big my Scream Factory collection is. It is quite big. And oh man, I think one of my favorites has to be Nightbreed. I think it has to be Nightbreed, man. I think the box to that is beautiful. I love their release. I think they did a great job with that. I think their Day of the Dead release is really fantastic. Also, um, man, they've had a lot of really great releases. It's kind of hard to pare it down to actually like one, but I think the Nightbreed one I was great because at the time Nightbreed desperately needed it, and they did a phenomenal job, man. So that's a high mark for me is that release. Big Smoke, thank you for coming on board. Thank you for coming checking out the live stream. Oh, Mike, yes, I have seen the original Piranha. Great old school classic movie. Love it. Cheesy, yes, but very fun. I really like that one quite a bit. Oh, thank you, Juan. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Like I said, message me on like I said, Instagram or the Film Fan 108 Facebook page. Send me a private message, and I will give you the information, and you can send the money through PayPal. And like I said, I didn't really know if anyone would honestly be interested in them because honestly I'm like never done any kind of merchandise kind of thing, but my friend had offered, and when I saw them, I said these look really cool, and I honestly I didn't really know what to expect, man, because I'm like it's not really what do you expect when like merchandise like kind of unique and interesting. So I was like it was better than I ever hoped it was gonna be. So cool, man. So yeah, definitely shoot me a message at some point, and yeah, you can definitely have a couple for sure, man. I Sure. Yeah. I'll ship them to Australia, George. Yeah. Yeah, I got no problem. It may be a couple dollars more, not gonna lie, because going overseas and with the way the post office is going right now, that kind of, I it would need a couple extra dollars more worth actually, sending it out overseas. But yeah, I would, sure. Ooh, Austin. Thank you for checking out the live stream, Austin. And my favorite Arrow release. Oh, Jesus, man. Wow. I will say one of them is Crimson Peak. I think Arrow did a really great job with that Crimson Peak set. I think that's an amazing movie, and I know it has a 4K release and all this other stuff, but that Arrow edition is absolutely beautiful, man. That's a really great edition. Oh my goodness gracious. That is so tough, man. Arrow does such an amazing job, man. I also say the Fear and Loathing set that they did was really impressive as well. I love Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So even though I already own it from Criterion, I was like I kind of have to get it because it's just some movie that I just really love, man. Arrow does a really great job, to be honest with you. So most likely any Arrow edition always hits it out of the park. All right, very interesting. Okay, so no, unfortunately, you cannot see the movie collection. Sorry, George. I hate to disappoint you, man, but unfortunately, no movie collection video today. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing it early next year. Like I said, I know that kind of upsets a lot of people who are absolutely interested in checking it out, but I kind of want to do that because there's a lot of really great releases that are coming out for the rest of the year, and I want to have them in the collection before doing the collection video. So it will actually happen. It'll happen at the beginning of next year. I promise. I promise. Trust me. Until then, you're just gonna have to wait, man. Oh my God, yes. I feel so bad now, Griff, because Elvira, yes, Elvira is a great one. I love that, and Killer Clowns is really great. All also because before Arrowhead did Killer Clowns, they always came out with these sort of cheap Blu-ray editions of it that you would see during Halloween time. And it's good to have it on Blu-ray, but there was never a really great edition until Arrow did it, and Arrow did a fantastic job. So yes, Killer Clowns is another really amazing one. You know what, Mike? I What I do with those DVDs when there's a Blu-ray edition and I get it, I will either go to like a pawn shop or anything like that and sell it so that somebody else can enjoy the DVD, or a family member or a friend that might not have the DVD version. Because I remember when Bob, for one of my birthdays, had actually got me the Alien anthology set, gorgeous set, and I had the Alien quadrilogy set, the DVD, and I had used that for God knows how long. And when he gave me that for the birthday present, I ended up actually giving him the Alien quadrilogy set because he didn't actually own any of the Alien films on DVD, and I thought that's a great set, anyways. And you know, I know he's gonna treat him well, so I'm gonna give it to him. So that's generally what I do with the DVDs, though. Thank you, Zach. I really appreciate the love, man. Thank you so much, dude. I honestly, truly appreciate the support. One, if I had to take a wild guess, literally a wild guess, I would say that my, I would say the total number, boy, and I would say the total number has to be at the very least close to 2,000, if not more. I was gonna actually, I was gonna actually, like count them today, but I had a lot of things. to do so. The counting went by the wayside, but I would say it's got to be 2000, if not really damn close, or it could be way over that. Sometimes at a certain point I just stop counting. So. Metball, thank you for actually watching the live stream. I appreciate it, man. Um, it's I I really appreciate that, dude. American Horror. See the problem with that, Mike. With American horror and Japanese horror, the problem is we've ripped off a lot of Japanese horror, and a lot of times we don't do half as good of a job as what they do in Japan. Man, I hate to really say that, but it's honestly the truth, dude. Uh, there's exceptions. The Ring, I think we did a great job with the remake. The first Grudge, fantastic. But there's like other ones where I felt like we really kind of whiffed a little bit on it. And I kind of thought, oh man, this really sucks, man. I, I mean, I've always heard of them doing other things in the Japanese sort of stuff. I mean, they kept on making the Grudge stuff and everything, and honestly, I think that what we did do is when we have great original horror ideas, we do really great. But kind of steal stuff from Japan, man, I don't think we're nearly as good as Japan is when it comes to that J horror stuff. There's so much better, man. Let's see here. My opinion on the Friday the 13th set, Met Ball. Look, I am looking forward to it. I am extremely looking forward to the Friday the 13th set. It's so interesting because I think we've seen so many sets of Friday the 13th over so many years on DVD and Blu-ray and and now to another, but I think most fans, including myself, kind of think that this is probably the sort of be all end all one, unless they do a complete like 4K one of all of the movies. But to be fair, I don't know if I actually need a huge 4K set of all of the Friday the 13th films. Like at a certain point, I'm like, do I need a New Beginning on 4K? Do I need Manhattan on 4K? Probably not. I mean, and those movies, I don't think those movies are really meant to look fantastic either. There's always a certain sort of graininess to those movies that I always appreciate. So for me, I think this set is probably going to be the be all end all for me. For many people, they would think probably a 4K is, but this one I think is the one that's gonna be for me, man. Let's see here. Oh, the September releases for Vinegar Syndrome, Griff. Um, one of those looks really interesting, and the one that looks interesting to me, there's a couple actually, but the one that looks really interesting is actually Zombie 5, Killing Birds, which I was like, fuck, they did a Zombie 5. Okay, and the problem is that 88 Films actually just announced Zombie 5 as well. So I'm thinking, well, fuck, do I get it through Vinegar or do I get it through 88 Films? Like, I love both of those companies, and I'm sure both those companies are going to do fantastic. So I really have no idea. But Zombie 5 is one I'm most likely going to go for. I just don't know whether it's Vinegar or 88 yet. Not sure about that one. Thank you, Troy, for the love. I really appreciate it, man. Troy, to be honest with you, I love the Dollar Tree stuff, man. The Dollar Tree stuff is fantastic. It's a great sale. I love it. The problem is that I think I think there's a little bit of like, I guess maybe getting burnt out to a certain degree. And it's not that I don't love the sale, I love it so much, man. It's so weird and bizarre titles, man. But I think the problem that I have is like what made the sale great at first was that it happened every maybe 2 3 months. When it happened, it was like this big, oh my god, it's happening. And I think now doing it every few weeks or maybe every month has kind of lost a little bit of kind of the appeal to it, a little bit of the magic. I think the magic is still there. I think there's some really fantastic gems that you can find, but I think there's a little bit of something that gets lost when it happens so often. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I still love it. I still appreciate that sale. And for $1, anytime it happens, it's great to check out the titles. But maybe space it out just a little bit more. Uh, a 4K steelbook versus a normal 4K. Honestly, it would depend on the title. It would depend on the title, actually, George. I'm not. See, I love steelbooks. I think steelbooks are really great, but I'm not like the most mega steelbook guy in the world. Like the steelbooks that I get are really specific because I love those specific editions. I guess it would depend on the title and the price and whether it would be worth it versus steelbook versus that. But if the steelbook is really well done and the art is fantastic, it's well worth it by far, man. Let's see here. Yeah, the American version of Pulse. Oh, Troy. Yes, the actual the Pulse remake. I actually saw the Pulse remake before I ended up seeing the Japanese version. And and I watched that American version, and God, did I hate it. And I'm like, what's so great about Paul's, man? I kept thinking to myself, like, God, this is terrible. And then eventually I got to actually watch the Japanese version. I'm like, oh, well, no shit. Of course, the American version just fucked up everything. Of course it did. Hey Noah, thank you, man, for coming on board and checking out the live stream. I have not heard back from any of the PR companies yet. Honestly, I get it. Sometimes the PR companies take a little bit of time to actually reach back to people. So I'm hoping maybe next week. That's what I'm hoping for. Sometimes with these PR companies, it's actually crazy because some of these companies, like with Second Sight, I sent it out, and it literally took them, dare I say, a month, maybe 2 months. And when they got back to me, I had actually forgotten I sent anything to them, and I'm like why are they messaging me, man? And it's like, oh God, jeez, man, they need to check their inbox better. Like, so it takes them a while, man. So I'm hoping next week, man. Let's see here. Oh, the parody skits. Yeah, yeah, that is true. That stuff is scary, Zach. Juan, the actual website that I go on is actually Blu-ray.com. Blu-ray.com is really great to know the new releases that are coming every single week, DVD and Blu-ray. That's sort of my go-to. Sometimes they don't always get it right, but 99% of the time they pretty much do, and that's the website that I go to. Griff, you know what? Look, man. I love slipcovers, man, and and slipcovers, dude. Slipcovers are kind of like I guess they're holy grails, really, if you think about it, because some of the slipcovers that I have go for big money on eBay, man. They are like out of print stuff that people will literally shoot your mother for. I mean, that's what they would do. And it's like, oh my God, it's not that crazy, man. So, I think when you dress up a title enough, I think people are interested to pick it up, man. Thankfully for me, I've blind bought enough stuff that I've liked. There is some things that I don't like, and I've talked about that in the Blu-ray pickup videos. But most of the stuff that has been dressed up and looked nice, I've actually most of the time enjoyed. So I've taken a gamble on some of those really cool looking releases, and actually it's kind of paid off, which is great, man. Oh, Juan, I'm actually really happy that you actually found Hobo with a Shotgun. Great flick, man. And for $1 at the Dollar Tree, that's a great find, man. In fact, I'm always amazed because I see these pickups on Facebook of people that are in like other states, California, Florida, you name it, and they have these pickups that they get from the Dollar Tree, and I'm like, why wasn't that at the fucking Dollar Trees in my area? And I'm like, what the hell, man? So I'm like, God damn. So it's never created equal. The stuff that we get in my area, other places aren't gonna get, and vice versa, man. You just luck of the draw, honestly. Oh, Aaron, thank you for actually joining. You're joining live stream. Really appreciate it. The Rambo movies, I love the Rambo movies. I think some of them are cheesy as hell. Some of them are absolutely brutal. The Richard Crenna stuff is really fantastic, man. And actually, I always felt like the Richard Crenna stuff was like the most ultra serious stuff in the Rambo movies. It's kind of like Richard Crenna is kind of like the Rambo's version of sort of like Mickey from like the Rocky stuff, where it's like Rambo is always like just like and Richard Crenna comes in and talks about the serious stuff, and then Rambo is kind of like yes sir, I'm listening to you, and that was always a great stuff. Richard Crenna is awesome in those movies, but let's be real, you watch the Rambo movies for the brutality. That's what you generally watch it for, but those dramatic scenes are great. What I recently watched. Bob, thank you for actually coming and checking out the live stream. Some in the Darkness, I gotta admit, man, I didn't quite love Some in the Darkness. I thought it was okay. It does have that twist to it, which I liked, but I gotta admit, man, there were a lot of unlikable characters, and I get why they're unlikable, but I couldn't root for anybody, man. And at a certain point, I was kind of like, I don't really care what's going on with any of the characters. I gotta hold on to somebody that I can like root for, and I couldn't root for anybody. It still is an interesting flick to check out, but I just didn't get into it, unfortunately. The best title I have ever scored. Ooh, that's tough, man. Hmm. I don't know actually, man. That's kind of tough. I don't. I think I've scored decent at the Dollar Trees. I think I have, honestly. Um, I think honestly, the ones that I've actually gotten are ones where I'm shocked I'd even seen them there, like Dog Soldiers or Dylan Dog. You know, even yoga hosers. But let's be fair, yoga hosers is really shitty. So, so I'm not surprised it's there. I was surprised it had the slip with it. But yeah, I've been lucky at times. Not the crazy finds, I think, but enough decent ones though. The Blu-ray forums are really great. Honestly, Griff, for me, and here's the crazy wild thing about it is that, and I think the problem, anybody who's getting into collecting now, I feel so bad for them because there are so many great editions of movies that unfortunately are out of print now, and they go on eBay for a shitload of money, and you're literally trying to play catch up with all of these titles. And sometimes I'm actually doing the same thing because there's a lot of really great titles out there that I'm trying to buy that are out of print or starting to go out of print. And you're always finding stuff to pick up, so it's never like you're running out of stuff to pick up because there's always great stuff coming out or stuff that did come out that you're catching up on, so there's always things to get, man. Jeff, thank you for actually coming on board to the live stream. Any favorite horror remakes? I will tell you, man, my favorite horror remakes, I mean, I love Dawn of the Dead. That Dawn of the Dead remake to this day is still one of my favorite remakes of all time. Love that thing to death. The Hills Have Eyes remake is great. The Last House on the Left remake is really awesome. Um, and honestly, I didn't really care for the original, but damn, did I love the remake. I really love that one a lot. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. A lot of people don't like that remake with Jessica Biel, and I have to admit, man, I think that's actually a really great remake. And I think the problem with that is that since there's so many crappy horror remakes, I think sometimes that one kind of has gotten shoved into the bad ones, but I actually think it's pretty damn good. There's a lot of other ones that I can't think of, but those are some of the ones that I really enjoy, man. Let's see what else we got here. Have you ever seen The Dead Next Door? In my opinion, great. I have seen The Dead Next Door, Michael. I have. It's been really long time since I've seen it, but I do enjoy The Dead Next Door. That was a fun flick, though. I do enjoy that. The local NFL team in the area is the Buffalo Bills. Um, Sadly enough, look, man, our team sucks balls. Okay, look, I'm not gonna sit here and lie, man. I have been a Buffalo Bills fan for a really long time, and I have dealt with disappointment year after year after year. And maybe now that Tom Brady is actually now not a part of the New England Patriots, maybe the Buffalo Bills team can actually kind of get back up there again, hopefully. So I'd like to actually one day before I die actually say that we're actually Super Bowl champions. I, I don't think that's gonna happen, but whatever, man. Whatever. Juan, the Belko experiment is really great. I really enjoy the Belko experiment a lot. And don't ever talk to me about Jack and Jill. Ever. Never. Michael, the huge Dawn of the Dead set. Huge, massive Dawn of the Dead set. Looks absolutely phenomenal. I guess you'll just have to wait and see. Eddie, thank you actually for coming on board and checking out the live stream. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Oh yes, Bob. Thank you. The Night of the Living Dead remake is really great as well. I almost forgot about that one. Thank you. That's a great one. Tony Todd is awesome in that. I love that flick. My favorite Tarantino film. My favorite Tarantino film of all time is, well, it's actually either two. It's Reservoir Dogs or Jackie Brown. Those are the two. Kill Bill is really high up there as well, but those two are neck and neck. Thank you, PMAC Movies, for checking out the live stream. Really appreciate it, man. Well, let's hope, PMAC, that the Bills are good this year. Let's hope. The final. I don't know if I've actually seen the final or not. Not sure if I actually have, man. So I'm actually kind of curious to check that one out, the final. I'll have to give that one a look. Candyman, I love Candyman. I think Candyman is really great. I still think that's one of the best goddamn horror films of the 90s. The sequel is pretty decent. Not as good as the first one, but still not bad. The third one, not a fan of the third one. Now the remake, well, I guess we'll find out for ourselves. But the Candyman series isn't half bad. So, speaking of packages that I got in the mail, guys, I'm not gonna really show it off too much, but oh, I got a package from Severin Films, guys. I actually did get a package today from Severin Films right here. My package. I know you're gonna be jealous, Griff, but yes, I actually did get my package in the mail, man. Um, it's really great. How, oh my god, how many titles do I have in this fucker? Oh my god, one, two, three, four. I have five titles in this box. I also ordered a shirt from them, and there's actually a sixth title that is coming my way. Unfortunately, that had not shipped yet. Unfortunately, but yes, I do have my Severin package in the mail. So I'm definitely looking forward to going through this bad boy. So that will be really fun, man. So, uh, yeah, I got that today. So a lot to dive into with that one, man. It is a big package, Juan. It's quite the big package. Actually, I actually ordered more stuff because I actually ordered. I can kind of show you a little bit. I ordered these these Blu-ray cases. I ordered empty Blu-ray cases, the black Blu-ray cases, and I did because some of the Blu-ray cases in the collection I'm trying to upgrade to different colors, and so I'm kind of slowly doing that. Some I'm gonna do black, others I'm gonna do green or brown. I'm slowly trying to do that. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, so I did order a couple of these on top of obviously the other movies that I picked up. Oh God, I hope yours is not lost in the system. God, I hope not, man. Please let it not be lost in the system. The way the postal service is going nowadays, I'm just happy mine came intact, dude. So I'm hoping yours comes intact. Honestly, I do, Griff. Hmm. Which remake is better, Evil Dead or Hills Have Eyes? The Hills Have Eyes is better. The Hills Have Eyes. To be fair, I don't outright hate the Evil Dead remake, but I really don't love it. I think they went for more brutal than crazy over the top ridiculousness, and I don't know. See, what I've always loved about the Evil Dead movies in some weird way is the campiness along with the horror, and this remake didn't really have that. I do appreciate the Hills Have Eyes a little bit more though, so that's the one I gotta go with. Blended, honestly, that Adam Sandler one, Blended, I actually really enjoy Blended a lot. I actually saw that in the movie theater, and I think I might have seen it with Bob. I saw it with Bob, and honestly, those Adam Sandler comedies with Drew Barrymore are probably some of my favorite ones because I really enjoy I I really enjoy the ones he's done with Barrymore. I just think there were a really great on-screen chemistry, and I think theirs has been some of the best that he's done as of late. So Blended, people might not like that movie, but I absolutely really enjoy it. We do pay tax on physical media, or at least I have. Like if I'm like getting stuff through certain services like Diabolic DVD and stuff like that, yeah, you do pay tax, but it's not a ton of it. But with New York State, there's a certain amount of taxes that yeah, you have to pay on goods and whatnot. It sucks, but if I want it, I gotta pay for it. You know what I'm saying? One, okay, the Child's Play Chucky ones. Okay, let's be realistic for a second. If you haven't liked the direction that they've went in, then you're probably not gonna love those movies. To be fair, for me, I love all of the Chucky movies, and I love where they went with them. In fact, I'm kind of a little pissed off because they ended up like actually they've ended up going for that TV show, which I'm sure the TV show is going to be good. It's going to be on a sci-fi channel, let's hope. But I actually kind of wanted another movie because at the end of that last film, I'm like, oh my god, there's so much potential here, and they some really cool stuff they could do. And what the fuck? Like, we're not gonna get it. And I'm like, I don't know how they're gonna continue it in the TV show. Uh, Look, I'm looking forward to it, but I'd rather have another movie, man. Not gonna lie, I love them personally. Chris, thank you for being a part of the live stream. I appreciate it, man. Um, Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. I do enjoy that movie a lot. I really enjoy that one. I think it's a good little great flick about somebody really being, you know, afflicted with, with trauma and what happened, and it's I think movies like that are movies that are really important. Those movies like Born on the Fourth of July, stuff like those films really open up the gap of talking about, what happens to these soldiers coming back home after the trauma that they've dealt with, and how sometimes our system really lets them down, and sometimes it takes movies to really open up that door, and I think that is one of those movies that does that pretty well, man. So I do enjoy that movie actually. Michael, you know what, man? I think for me, the reason why I like Three from Hell is I went in with checked expectations. I knew that the movie was not going to be what The Devil's Rejects was. I think everybody kind of thought that, and I think they went in with like, "Oh my God, it's not the Devil's Rejects." Well, no shit, it was never gonna be the Devil's Rejects. It was so long after that, and I knew that it was not. I was just wanting a really fun, cool horror flick, revisiting those characters again, and I got what I paid for, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. I honestly was, man. So for me, Three from Hell really delivered, and go back and actually watch our spoiler review that Bob, John, and I did, and you'll see that we really enjoyed it. We really loved revisiting those characters and seeing Bill Moseley back on the screen and Sherry Moon Zombie and it was really cool, man. So we had a really great time with it. So I loved it, man. And then when surprised when you said you liked it. How many movies does that gorgeous brand new store Live Legend? Uh oh wow, this I don't know how many it holds, George, to be fair. But um I would imagine it holds quite a goddamn bit. And I'm almost actually getting towards the end of the bookshelf, which is kind of crazy because I was not thinking that was actually going to happen. And now I'm probably going to have to get another bookshelf very, very soon. Uh, you know, I gotta beg my girlfriend for more gift cards because I'm gonna need it. So yes, more bookcase action. I'm gonna need. Oh boy, yeah, yet another one. Yeah, Fiona Dourif is fantastic. Those last two Chucky movies, Fiona is great in them, and she is so awesome, so amazing. And I've loved her in both of them. I thought she's done a really great job, and that's why I was kind of hoping for another movie, because I was like, oh my God, I kind of want to see her do another one. And then they're doing the TV show, and now I don't know if they're ever going to revisit it again, and it really sucks. So, hopefully they'll revisit at some point. Oh wow. Well, if it's like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow. Okay, 20. Yeah, it's a lot. It's got to at least hold 200, if not more. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, it holds quite a lot, man. I dare not count, man. Oh, cool, Ryan. Very yeah, you told me you were going to that con and you sent me some of the pictures and everything through Twitter, which I really appreciated. It seemed like you had an awesome time, man. And I got to admit, I was nervous about Richard Brake being in 3 from Hell cuz I had watched 31 and I really didn't like 31. I wasn't a big fan of 31. And Richard Brake, I didn't really love him in that movie, and I was kind of like, oh God, he's bringing Richard Brake in. I didn't like him from 31. It's just gonna be a really bad decision. And honestly, I was really pleasantly surprised because he really won me over in Three from Hell. So I would love to meet that guy at some point. He seems like a really fun dude, honestly. I do like Wishmaster. Wishmaster is really fun, man. Brad is great in that movie. Wishmaster, well, the first and the second one. After that, I can't recommend the other ones. But the first two actually are not half bad. Yeah, I would get that movie, Chris. I would absolutely get it. Or, if you had never watched it first, watch it ahead of time. But definitely check it out, though. Hotel Mumbai is really great, Michael. I really like that movie a lot. Very tense, very thrilling. I really did like that movie a lot. That's another high recommendation film as well. I really like that one. Mm, J-Mass, thank you for the question. The fact that I got a lot of flack for doing the videos still, and it wasn't just me. Cool Duder got the same flack, and so did Web Movie One and everything. Uh, you know what, man? My biggest thing is trying to give you guys entertainment. That's the biggest thing for me, honestly, is doing that. And you have to understand a certain thing with me is that I'm somebody that has a lot of passion for doing this, and a lot of what I do is when I do this, I really go full tilt. And I felt like, yes, the pandemic is going on, and yes, there's a lot of craziness, and people are getting really sick. And in New York State, at one point, it was really bad. But I still wanted to give the entertainment to you guys to the best of my ability. And I got a lot of flack for it. I got a lot of shit from people. And part of it was my own fault, not wearing the protective gear at that time. And some of it might have been a tiny bit overblown, but I understand people's concern for me, concern for my safety. I get it. I understand it. I still wanted to do these videos for you guys and wanting to supply you with entertainment. And if I did that, even in the slightest, then I think I've done my job and I think it was well worth it. So I don't regret it, to be honest with you. Leprechaun versus Chucky, one, I still to this day think that Chucky and Leprechaun still have not gotten their just due. I still think they have not, and I really honestly, I would love to see those two clash. Wouldn't that be great though? Like a weird sort of raunchy talking puppet versus a sort of weird raunchy talking leprechaun. Now I really want to see that movie. He's Chris, I have seen Sorry to Bother You. I love that movie, but god damn, that movie is one fucked up movie, man. Like, I was so not expecting where that movie went. No lie. Like, I was literally like, I'm like, oh, oh shit. Like, horse people? Like, what? Like, I was like, that so shocked me, man. So that really went way. I was like, oh wow, that went into some really unexpected places, but so good though. Um, boy, man, though, God, I love some weird movies, dude. I love some weird flicks that I think not many people have either A, never heard of, or B, frankly, would watch them and just think to themselves like, my God, man. I remember actually, because back in the day when John and I actually worked at the same place, I would lend him like DVDs to watch, stuff that he had never watched before, and I lent him Frankenhooker because I really love Frankenhooker, man. And I said, "Oh, you're gonna love this movie, John." And about a week later, John comes back to work and he ends up looking at me and he looks at me like I am the most weirdest fucker on the planet. And he's like, he was just like, what is wrong with you? Like this movie is cheese, man, so bad. And I'm like, I love the movie, dude. It's like you would say. So, sometimes that happens where like uh, some people are not on board with what I love, but everybody's tastes are different, and that's what makes it unique, man. MB, thank you for the super chat, man. I really appreciate it, dude. Don't be so hard on yourself. Thank you, man. I think for me, it is it's it's not exactly about being hard on myself. It's that I'm always somebody that wants to do as much as I can for you guys. I really honestly do, because I realize that you guys go out of your daily lives to watch these videos. You guys have work, you have family, you have daily life obligations, and I realize that the videos that I do take a lot of commitment to watch, man. So I try to really be as critical as I can on myself and on the things I do, because I just want you guys to know that it's it's worth it for you guys to watch it, and I want to make sure that it is for you guys. So that's why I put as much sort of emphasis on it as I possibly can, man. But thank you, I do appreciate it. Thomas, Frailty is amazing, and Frailty is honestly extremely underrated, man. I love that movie so much. Really fantastic. Jesse, thank you for coming on the live stream. Really appreciate that. Oh, Ryan, yes, they did announce that. I Know What You Did Last Summer box set, and not gonna lie, I am slightly interested in that. Slightly. I've never seen the third film. Truth be told, I really have no interest in seeing the third film. But that first film is really good. That second film is oh so bad. But in a oh so bad it's good one. I mean, Jack Black is in the second movie. He's a fucking white Jamaican with dreads. Jack Black is I mean come on, man. it's it's really not good. But there's a certain amount of fun to that movie. I don't know about the third one, man, but that box set, it is a possibility, not gonna lie. Jesse, about them doing the 4K stuff, I will be talking about that at the end of this upcoming week's Out and About. What I will say is there is actually conflicting reports on that. So, where a lot of people like immediately rushed to actually like talk about the news on that, there's actually been representatives and spokespeople from Disney who've actually come out and refuted that. So, I will definitely be talking about it though. Thank you, Jesse. I really appreciate it. There's a lot of people who really appreciate physical media out there. I'm definitely not the only one, but sometimes I try to go out of my way to really do my best for you guys, because I realize that you know I want to do my best to represent the format the best I can. Hopefully, I do a good job for you guys. Maximum Overdrive. My God, man. God, how much cocaine was Stephen King doing, man? Like how much did he have a handler on the set of Maximum Overdrive? Did he literally have somebody on the set like feeding him cocaine on a daily basis? Cuz I'm like, my God, that movie is madcap, man. It's fucking crazy. It's so weird, but it is good, man. You're just like, that movie's bonkers, man. I you know you know those I Know What You Did Last Summer movies are really, they're not like the best high quality horror ever, but it kind of came in that time of Scream, and some movies were really well honored and really well loved, and movies that were following the Scream pattern was really shit on. I Know What You Did Last Summer is sort of in between that. People really like it, but I think when they look back on it, I don't think it's as loved as Scream is, but I think there's still an appreciation for it. Thank you, George. I really do appreciate the love, man. I I think actually it looks good in both. I think the 4K actually of Joker actually looks really stunning. I went over to a friend's house and saw the 4K, and it was absolutely amazing. So yeah, and Blu-ray looks great too. So I mean, both formats look great. You can't go wrong with either one of them. I have. I did see Inheritance with Simon Pegg. When it came out on Blu-ray and DVD that week, I actually did talk about it in the video. And I actually really liked Inheritance. I actually thought it was really good. And honestly, Simon Pegg is great in that movie. Actually, he's almost like unrecognizable. And he's really good, man. That's a movie that if you're like a Simon Pegg fan, like that's one you have to watch because he's so good in it. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it so much. Look, I when I decided to do the out and abouts, it was kind of very interesting because a lot of people told me don't do it. There was a lot of people who told me don't do it. And I was inspired by Cool Duder. I was inspired by Weapon Movie 1. And I said, you know what? If they can do it, why not I try to do it? And I figured, why not go ahead and do it? And and once I got used to doing it, I've gotten more comfortable over the years. I still say it's not easy to do these videos. It's still really tough, but uh, I've tried to do as much as I can in all these videos to show off the media more and talk about my experiences with those movies and facts about them to really engage in the conversation with you guys. And for the most part, you guys really appreciate it. So I really do enjoy that conversation I have with you all. I think at some point they will do 4Ks of Walking Dead. I just don't think it might be anytime soon because I think at some point they're going to end the show, right? Like at some point they've got to end it. I don't think they can keep it going forever. Well, I guess they could, but I mean, really? I'm assuming once that's done, they're gonna have this huge Supreme box set that's all 4K, man, which will probably look really great, but it looks great in Blu-ray too. So, Joe is a great movie. Thomas, that's a great flick from Nicolas Cage. I really do like that one quite a bit. That made me fall in love with films. The first movie. Hmm. Man, that's really tough. I would say like everybody else, it would have to be something like Star Wars that really engaged me. That is one that I really loved. It would have to be something like Star Wars. I would imagine. You know, for me, I watched so many movies in my childhood that there is kind of sometimes a little bit of a blur at times. But I think ones like Star Wars really did influence me in a big bad way, though, man. Oh, bad Lieutenant Port of Call, man. That's a great flick. I love that flick, and that is just mad hat Nicolas Cage, man. He is off the wall. I think there's one part in that movie where he's actually I think he sort of yells at this elderly woman. He literally he's just shoving a gun in her face and yelling at her for no goddamn reason. And it's like, my God, man, I just feel like like sort of Nicolas Cage is standing on the side of the set, just very peaceful and calm, and the director says, "Okay, Nick, this is what we're gonna do. Set up the scene, and so you're gonna come in and you're gonna raise your voice to her, and then Nick Cage is like, yep, okay, okay, and explains the scene. Director gets out of the way, calls action, and suddenly then he's like, and then the director's like, okay, cut. That was good, Nick. Maybe a little less craziness. And then, Nick Cage says, well, what are you talking about? I wasn't crazy at all. That's just my normal routine. Oh, okay. It's that's just Nick Cage in general, man. Guy goes absolutely nuts, man. So Jesse, I don't see the Mulan thing is so interesting because look, movie theaters are in such bad shape at this point, man. They are so crazy and ridiculous. And I think at a certain point, for me at least, I just honestly, man, I think to myself, I'm like, Disney is holding all the cards. Disney can literally release these things on Disney Plus now, and I think make a gajillion dollars, and they keep all of the money. They don't have to share it with any other movie studio. They don't have to share it with any of the movie theater chains. They keep 100% of the profit, man, and I think you're gonna slowly see more stuff like that from them. That's just what you're gonna see. It's just a natural reaction. Eventually Disney is gonna get out of the theatrical game. I truly do believe that. Is it anytime soon? Maybe, maybe not, but eventually they honestly will. You hear they're working on a Crooked movie. I did hear about the Crooked Man movie, Michael, and honestly, why? I mean, the Nun was just okay, but I was kind of like, I think the Nun was much more creepier when it was a side thing in the Conjuring 2. It was creepy then. To over explain it kind of kills it, and I feel like they're gonna do the same thing with the Crooked Man. It's like every little thing is gonna get its own movie of eventually in the Conjuring universe. They could literally show a haunted sock, and the haunted sock will get its own goddamn movie. So who the hell knows? Hopefully it's good, but Shaun of the Dead is the better movie over Hot Fuzz. I know some people are gonna disagree with me, but Shaun of the Dead is better. Trespass isn't bad. I like Trespass. Trespass is good. Jesse, the pandemic, the pandemic has changed me in a lot of ways about movies. I'm still passionate about movies, and I'm still gonna go to these movies and enjoy the films. I'm still gonna do it, but I will sort of think a little bit more sometimes. Like with movie theaters, can I skip that one? And can I maybe wait until it comes on VOD or on Blu-ray and DVD? Do I have to watch it right away? I think I'm not the only one that's gonna have those issues. I think other people are going to as well. So, you know, I think it's gonna change in some ways, but I'm still gonna be a movie lover. I'm gonna watch as many movies as I possibly can. Well, as much as time allows. Drive Angry. Over Bangkok, Dangerous, Drive Angry, for sure. Ocean's 11, 2001, over the original Ocean's 11. I love that movie, man. That is such a great remake. And it's another fantastic remake over the original, in my opinion. The original is still classic and it's still great, don't get me wrong, but that one with Clooney, phenomenal, man. Yeah, I did hear they are going to show Mulan in certain countries, but not here in the United States, and I know that kind of pisses a lot of people off. Tenet will come here, obviously, but certain countries are getting it first, which, again, like, okay, time to avoid Spoiler City, man. So, we'll see how that one goes. Scarlett Johansson, George. No debate. No debate. Not a single not a single debate on that one, brother. I have not seen any of those in 4K. Any of the Cornetto trilogy. I've never seen any of them on 4K. I own Shaun of the Dead on Blu-ray. I'm happy with the Blu-ray. I'm sure the 4K does look amazing though for those films, but I've never really had any sort of intention to actually like pick any of those up. Stolen's not bad either. Stolen's okay. So some of those are kind of generic ones like Stolen. They're all right. They ain't great, man. So I did see those Scream releases, Griff, and I have to admit that I'm a little bit kind of like I mean, they're old school titles, and for me, some of those really really old school titles I love, and a lot of them really have no interest in picking up. But I'm really happy that they're coming on Blu-ray, not just for myself, but for other people who are really going to enjoy them, man, and really happy to see those finally getting the love they deserve. Some theaters are open right now, but not every theater is open. I think it's kind of honestly like what states are doing really well with the pandemic and what states aren't, and obviously doing a plan for the social distancing and the wearing masks and everything. I think Regal here is opened up already or really close to opening up. So yeah, they've sort of talked about guidelines, and I've gotten certain emails from Regal already about certain instruction that they have. So it's things are starting to open up slowly but surely. Rumblefish is good. I haven't watched Rumblefish in a really long time, but that is a good flick. Jesse, I actually ended up doing with John and our good friend Van. We did a really great long discussion about physical media versus streaming. Definitely looked that video up on the channel. I'm really proud of that one. And at some point, I would definitely like to do a second part to that video. Uh, you know, it's, I think for me, I think streaming is the latest and greatest and newest thing, and I think everybody sort of goes towards it because oh my God, the newest thing, that's what they love. It's the comfort of you being at home. You don't have to get your ass up to actually like change a disc. Whoa, great. To be fair, I get it. I understand it. But to me, I think what people are slowly understanding is that you're not owning these films. You're subject to a lot of different rules and guidelines and regulations, and things can be dropped, you know, like that. And I think, especially now with COVID and the coronavirus, I think a lot of people are finally getting an understanding that you know things can go the way of the dinosaur really fast. And the way that this cancel culture society is, that physical media, it keeps these alive and preserves them. And I think people are finally starting to realize that. Will physical media be the way that it always used to be? No, it is getting more niche, But I think people are finally understanding that, and I think we're opening a few people's eyes, and hopefully we can get more people to get on board with physical media. Hopefully, let's hope. Uh, the peanut butter solution, the peanut butter Falcon is actually a really great flick. I really do enjoy that movie quite a bit. And the High Note, which I talked about this week, was actually really fantastic, really well done. Dakota Johnson is really good, man, when given the right role. Chris, I do have steel books. I do have some steel books. I don't have a lot of steel books. I'm honestly not really a steelbook collector per se. I mean, I really love a lot of really great steelbook designs, and I think there's a lot of really fantastic steelbooks that are out there. But I'm not like a steelbook lover that I go out of my way to get all the steelbooks. I know there's some people out there that literally have a massive steelbook collection, and that is that's something that's just not me. But I do appreciate steelbooks, and when I see one that I really love, I go out of my way to pick it up. That's by far, man. I have not seen that Netflix series Ju-on, but I have heard that it's actually really good, man. I've heard the Ju-on series is actually really fantastic, and honestly, after like the last Grudge film, which is real shit, uh, we need something really good in our lives, man, with that series. No, not one. I love Paul. I think Paul is great, and Paul gets shit on all the time, man. Because they're like, oh, well, it's not Hot Fuzz or it's not Shaun of the Dead, and I'm like, well, duh, it's not. But Paul is a really funny film, man, and I had a ball watching that flick. I think Nick Frost and Simon Pegg do a great job together, and I thought it was funny as hell, man. So I'm glad you liked it, dude. I don't know how many steelbooks I have, Griff, but I will say though that I think I definitely have over 20. I think I have 20 or 25, maybe more. I didn't really count, but like I mean, there's some steels that I have that are completely out of print, and there's other ones that are very much highly manufactured and are still in print to this day. So you never really know what's going to be a high collectible item or not. But there's a lot of steelbooks that are actually out of print. So if you find one you like, get on it fast because other people could be on it just as fast as you want to be. So don't miss out on what you actually really want, I guess. No, I agree completely with you, Jesse. I can be completely 100% agree with you. Oh, the Die Hard is great. I love Die Hard. Die Hard 1, Die Hard 2, and Die Hard 3 I think are great. I think Bruce Willis was awesome in those roles. And then they did 4 and it's not as good. And then they did 5 and 5 was really crappy. And now they kind of want to do a part 6, but they don't really know whether it's going to be a prequel or a sequel and I'm like, can we just stop, please? Can seriously. Let's just stop. Oh wow, Red Rock West. I hadn't seen Red Rock West in a long ass time. God, that's been a long one. I remember actually really enjoying that one. George, I don't think anyone has actually put The Hitcher out on like a major collector's release yet. I know everyone has sort of talked about, Arrow doing it, Scream Factory, Vestron, but no one's actually done it yet. That's one of those ones that I think whoever does it, whatever company does, I think it's going to sell really well, man, because that's one of those titles that people are really, really looking forward to, man. Noah, I think you do pretty well, man. I mean, the only thing I would argue with your videos, Noah, I think is that, sometimes you do a really good job talking about a movie, but I always kind of feel like you maybe have a little bit more to say about it, and you kind of cut yourself a little short. And I kind of thought to myself, oh, I I think you might worry a little bit that they're very gonna be very long. Look, I get it. My videos are long. I understand it, man. But you know, I think you're good, and I think the analysis is good. But I feel sometimes you kind of want to say a little bit more, but you kind of cut yourself a little short, though. One, I watched all of that Swamp Thing series. And to be fair, when I started watching the Swamp Thing stuff, I was really worried because I'm like, oh man, it had to have been canceled for a reason. It's just complete shit. The costume is shit, whatever. And then I actually watched it, and I was like, my God, this is actually really pretty damn cool. The plot's a little convoluted and it's a little confusing at times, but I gotta tell you, man, that suit looks amazing. I like the effects. The monsters look really cool. And I was like, why the hell did this get canceled, man? Like, it was really good. So, you know, unfortunately, there's a lot of series that get canceled prematurely. Swamp Thing is not the only one that's ever been canceled that way, and trust me, it won't be the last. Unfortunately, budget constraints, whatever, it happens. But you know what, man? It's a great show, and even if we never get another season of which most likely will never happen, that first season is pretty damn good, though. Hmm. What's my favorite YouTuber film critics? Wow, I really like Chris Stuckman. I think Chris Stuckman is actually really great, man. I think he's really good. Um, I I like to be fair, there's a lot of people that I really like. I don't really go out of my way to watch somebody on a regular basis, 100% of the time. I like finding as many interesting points of view as I can. But I think if I had to go out of my way and say there's one person that I definitely trust their opinion, definitely would be Chris Stuckman, though. You are absolutely welcome, Noah. Thank you for the question, by the way. Thank you for supporting the videos, Jesse. I really honestly appreciate it. Jeremy Johns is really good. I do like Jeremy Johns. Flickinger is really good as well. I do appreciate them quite a bit. They are really good. I used to watch Collider back in the day, when Collider was actually good, and that was really great. But that sort of went the way of the dinosaur. So I'm no longer really watching that. But I I try to watch as many opinions as I possibly can on YouTube when I'm not making videos myself. Hmm. You gonna watch Oh, Country. I am actually looking forward to Lovecraft Country. I honestly am. Okay, so at first I was kind of confused because when I watched the trailer to Lovecraft Country, I was like, okay, this actually looks really cool. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm not seeing really any monsters in the trailer. And I'm thinking it's Lovecraft, so where are the monsters? And then I saw some like stills of like Cthulhu and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, they're actually here. They're not like shortchanging us and not showing them. They will show it. I am looking forward to it. I love a lot of the Lovecraft stuff. I think it's really great, man. Really creepy. The monster designs are really cool. So if they can do it half as good as I'm hoping they will, I definitely want to watch that. I have not. Captain Corelli's Mandolin. I don't think I've ever actually seen that one. I don't think I have, honestly. PS4 movie game. I don't think I've really played much PS4. I have a PS4, but I never really played it. You know what I used to love? I think it was. God, I think it was PlayStation 2. It might have been. Or actually, even before that, was. Or maybe it was Xbox. I don't know. They had those Lord of the Ring tie in games, which I really loved. Those Lord of the Ring tie-in games were so great, man. And I remember playing those, and I would rent them from Blockbuster, and I would rent them, and I would I it was so difficult sometimes because I would play up to a certain point, especially like the Two Towers game, and I would play the Battle of Helm's Deep, and you would be like Aragorn or something, and you'd be like, hacking and slashing, and suddenly there's a fucking orc that comes in behind you, like, fuck, son of a bitch, I almost beat the goddamn thing. And so that was really like one of those things. I love those games, man, from back in the day. Not really playing much anymore, but I used to love that stuff, dude. I never have. I honestly don't even know if there's any celebrity graves near me, Griff. I don't know. I've never actually decided to actually look into that. That'd be kind of creepy, though, right? I don't know. Be kind of odd. Curiosity, actually, to actually what celebrities are in the area, but I don't know. Very interesting. What's your favorite horror franchise, Jeff? Thanks for the question. My favorite horror franchise. Hmm. My favorite horror franchise is probably Friday the 13th. My favorite horror villain is Freddy, but my favorite horror series is Friday the 13th. I love that. That is a great series, man. Noah, the digital code hounds, they don't hound me as much as they used to. Now, mind you, I still want to do like digital code giveaways every now and again, but I don't like I I kind of don't like doing a lot of the digital code giveaways all the time because I don't want the channel to be just digital code giveaways all the time, man. Because I kind of feel like that's all people will come to for the channel is a giveaway for a digital code, and I'm like, that's not what I want to build this on. I want to build this on a great fan community who loves films, and not just gimme, 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 gimme. So I appreciate people doing them. I think it's great. More people that watches movies either way through digital or physical, at least they're watching them. But there's there's more to it than just the giveaway portion. At least in my opinion, there is. Meatballs is really great. I love Meatballs with Murray. Really great, great flick. Love that one. Um, when did I start collecting? I actually started collecting probably, well, I mean, if you want to really go back, it was VHS long when I was a kid. But um, I'll kind of give you a little hint. My very first DVD that I ever bought, my very first DVD was Star Wars The Phantom Menace. That's the very first one that I ever got. And that was like when the Phantom Menace DVD had just come out. So that tells you how long I've actually been doing it. Great talking to you as well, Noah. Thank you for being part of the live stream. I really appreciate it, man. Knives Out is great, James. I love that movie. So fantastic. I love that movie quite a bit. Mad Dog and Glory is a really good Bill Murray flick. Mind you, very underrated. Not many people talk about it, but a really good flick. That would be cool. Noah, thank you for the love and support and checking out the live stream. I really appreciate it, man. Honestly. Jesse, Supergirl, 1984. Great, great. Goddamn movie. Love that. Favorite cartoon show? My favorite cartoon show, I would say, is probably. Hmm. I would say for something like a PG thing would be Rugrats, but I would also say my favorite one is also Beavis and Butthead because I would back in the day on MTV late at night I would watch the Beavis and Butthead stuff, and it was so cool back in the day to watch that. You would wait until the music videos came on, and Beavis and Butthead would sort of comment on the music video while it was happening, like and they do that, and you would kind of love it. And those are really good times, man. Back in the day, that don't do that shit anymore. But boy, that was really great. Moonrise Kingdom is okay. It's not great. Not a huge fan of it, but I do love Wes Anderson though. Chris, my first Blu-ray that I ever bought was the Star Trek reboot. That was my very first Blu-ray that I ever bought was that, and that was before I ever actually had a Blu-ray player. I bought that, and then I had to wait a few months before I actually got a player. But it was the Star Trek reboot. Yep, that is the very first one. I did hear that Beavis and Butthead is actually making a comeback. I did hear that, which I thought was really interesting. I'm like, I wonder what they're actually gonna do with that. Are they gonna include the music videos now? Are they gonna do something different? I think it's cool that they're bringing it back though. But boy, in this like very like cancel culture PC world, I'm like, I wonder how they're gonna actually do that. Well, I guess we'll find out. Hmm. Now I'm gonna be on for another like 10 or 15 minutes, and then cut this one down, guys. But before I do, I said that I wasn't actually gonna show you guys anything from the Sovereign package, but that's actually not true. I'm actually gonna show off one thing to you guys just as a tease and show it off. And well, actually, would you guys like me to? if you do, let me know. If not, then I could kind of save it and whatnot. But it's up to you guys whether you want me to or not. Favorite Marvel movie? My favorite Marvel movie. Ooh. See, I think everyone is gonna want to say Avengers or anything like that, and I get it because those Avenger movies are great. But I think for me, and it still holds up to this very day, is the first Iron Man. That first Iron Man movie to this day is still awesome, man. And I I still consider that the best, like a gold standard. Okay, so I will show off one of the titles that I got. Just one to kind of tease you guys a little bit. Again, I'm not gonna show it off because again, this will be part of uh the August pickups. So I won't really show off everything, obviously kind of a tease. But one thing that I got, I will show it off. And oh boy, what did I get myself into? What is it? Oh, well, I picked this up. I don't know what I'm in for, guys. I have no idea. Oh boy. And that is Frankie and Pals. Oh Lord. Oh God, look. Oh boy. Yes, I picked up Frankie and Pals, man. This is oh baby. This is gonna be a weird one, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be really, really fucking weird. Oh my God. Have you guys even heard of this title? Have you guys even heard of it, man? I have not heard of this whatsoever, dude. I I gave it a chance. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. This thing looks so weird. This you know what um on the back it's so oh my God. It looks like it looks like a sex comedy. Like it's got like the werewolf and Dracula and the mummy and all these people and Frankenstein, but it's kind of like a sex comedy. It so looks weird, man. I don't know. Like I'm kind of I'm kind of really curious, man. I get some weird shit, guys. And this whew, this looks so odd, man. So I cannot wait to dive into this. Oh my God. I don't know what I'm in for, man. I have literally I've bought some weird shit, man. If you guys have been keeping up with the pickup videos over the years, you guys know I've gotten some stuff that has been some real doozies, but I think Frankie and his pals is going to be one of these ones where I don't know what I am in for and what I am expecting. I don't know. So I'm looking forward to this one, man. I really honestly am. Weirdness coming. So yeah, that's just one. Like I said, I have five titles in here. There's one more that's coming on the way from the Severance sale, oh my God. So very weird and interesting. I'm looking forward to what the hell I'm in store for weird universal horror sex comedy madness. What? I don't know, man. You want to um Jesse, I have picked up some weird stuff, man. I've picked up some of those Emmanuel films. Uh and some of those have been real crazy, man. I've some of the stuff I've seen in those films. In fact, there's a film that I'll be talking about in the July pickups that is that's really fucked up. Man, the stuff I get, dude, the things I have in the collection. You know, it's so weird because some of the stuff in the collection, like, I'll have like Titanic, right? And Titanic is award winning, and it's a great, well made movie. And then on one end, I'll have like fucking Snakes on a Plane, where Samuel Jackson is like yelling about getting snakes off of his motherfucking plane. It's like two totally opposite things, man. But that's kind of the spectrum of the movies that I love. So, you know, buckle up, man. There's some weird shit coming. All right, man. I'm gonna take a few more questions, and then we are gonna wrap this thing up, guys. Thanks for the recommendation, Jesse. I appreciate it. I really honestly do, man. Lost in Translation is really good. I love that movie as well. Appreciate that. All right, nice. Well, I just want to say, guys, this is was a really, really great live stream yet again. I really appreciate it so much, guys. It's great to chat with all of you guys. I do want to say before I let you guys go that again, if any of you are interested, I am selling the stickers, the FilmFan 108 YouTube stickers. If you guys are interested, if you are, you can get them in any color you want: green, black, blue, red, white, pink. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's up to you guys. If you are interested in one of them or more, message me through Instagram or on my FilmFan 108 Facebook page. I will give you the my PayPal information and shoot me $5 because there's like five for one, and more depending on how many you want. And yeah, and then give it about a week or 2 weeks for more stickers to be made, and then yeah, I'll definitely ship them out to you guys. But if you're interested, definitely let me know, guys. And guys, I want to thank you so much for being a part of this. I really honestly appreciate it. You guys continue to be absolutely amazing, and it is it is awesome to do these live streams. This is the only second one I've done, but I'm so amazed you guys are engaged with me on this. So amazing, guys. Thank you so much, guys. I really honestly appreciate it. Will I ever have Bob or some of the other guys do a live stream? I am really hoping they do. I'm gonna I kind of wanted to try out the live stream stuff for myself first before I ever actually get those guys involved, but I would love to do it. I think at one point I'm gonna have to wrangle some of them to come in and do it with me. I don't know who. Like, Bob is great, John, Nick is really great as well. So I don't know. One of those guys I'm gonna have to kind of like wrangle in and get them. But I would love for them to come and do it with us. Or we're gonna get back to doing the movie reviews, and we're figuring out some other cool stuff to do for the channel as well. So there's a lot of really great stuff coming, guys. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate all the love that you guys have given me. The first live stream, the second live stream here, it's been fantastic. Thank you guys so much. I am out. I'm heading to bed. Have a really great night, everybody. Thank you for being a part of this, and definitely make sure you tune into the third live stream whenever it happens. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. I really appreciate it. Thank you, and take care, everybody.